Here we go. All right, on time. Look at that. Right there on time. It is Saturday. The cast waits for no one, even on Independence Day. We have a special guest in the house, Jarvis. Jarvis is in the house.
What's going on? How you doing?
Which is perfect timing. Always love having Jarvis on. Ray is in Scotland wearing a kilt.
Squash, squash, squash.
I don't know if that was a Scottish accent, but it was the best I could do. Ian is doing British things. He's on an HOA thing, and they're having some kind of party with David Piggott. Serenity Sips broke my heart this morning. They were closed. I didn't get my normal jet fuel, but I'll forgive them because it's July 4th. Byron is in studio. Jarvis is in studio. So we're gonna have just a light cast. Very fun day. Nothing heavy. Man, we've been doing a lot of heavy topics lately, but Kaleidescape show still TBD. We just did our edits and had to resubmit it to Kaleidescape for approval. This is like the second variation we've done. Apparently we got in some little bit of drama with Top Gun, which I'm gonna say with the Maverick thing. So we're still waiting to release that. Can't wait. That was such a fun interview with Matt Scarborough. That was actually really good. Still singing the praises about the Strato K. We've actually already sold 5 of those units since we've had since they were released. They're already sold out. They're already on back order on those. I don't think they expected the historical run that they have now, but man, it's very special. We got to see it. We did that on the last episode where we kind of did a bench test and then a kind of product release bitch test, and just almost said bitch test, but no, it was a bench test. Bench test.
Been hanging around me too long.
I know, I've been hanging around Byron too long. But we've got our folks in the studio, even on a holiday weekend. Rain, sleet, or snow, the cast waits for no one, and we are here in studio talking about things. What do you got on the table, Byron?
We can talk about this is the 250th anniversary of independence. We can talk about some movies that actually contribute to that.
Yeah, that's fun. I mean, I know we like to do that. Jarvis, you down for that on the movies?
Absolutely.
So let me ask you this, Jarvis. On some of these things, I know as a musician, I like movies more than listening to music. And what's interesting is I've read interviews with other musicians that are more into watching movies, and then on the filmmaking side, I've seen a lot of filmmakers and a lot of actors actually enjoy music more than they do or what are you? Where do you fall into that?
Man,
or do you break the curve?
I like a little bit of everything though. I wasn't very much of a movie guy growing up because I didn't spend much time in the house. So movies and things like that wasn't really a big part of my childhood. But music was though. So
really?
I'm a big fan of music,
Okay.
And,
so you fit the bill. It just kind of skates in that territory. Yeah. No, to me, a lot of times music stresses me out, but instead of relaxes me because I'm analytical when it comes to music. I'm like, okay, I know that Stevie Ray Vaughan is using a Fender Strat. I know how they're recording it, but if the recording is mixed wrong, it doesn't sound like a Fender. It bugs me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I hyper analyze that. Whereas movies is all interpretation. It's interpreted sound. Yeah. It's synthetic sound. It's not real explosions and it's punches and Harrison Ford, when he punches, if you were to walk in this room and punch Ray because he's not here.
We got cardboard Ray.
Yeah, cardboard. If you were to punch Ray in the face, it wouldn't sound like Indiana Jones.
Right.
Indiana Jones is somebody slapping a horse saddle with a baseball bat or
exactly.
something.
Exactly.
So it's all synthetic sound and interpretation of sound. So to me, that's way less stressful than real sound.
Yeah, I got an off the top question.
What do you got?
Since you mentioned that, Eddie Van Halen or Stevie Ray Vaughan?
Oh, see, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. So
That's a good question.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. You have to respect them in completely different spectrums. You can't really put them in the same bucket because Eddie Van Halen was a pioneer. He was a tone chaser. He was the kid in the garage that was taking his guitar apart because he had a certain thing he was trying to get out of it. What's funny about Eddie Van Halen is his parents they weren't very wealthy. They were immigrants that moved over here. And his dad, like literally the second his dad walked in and bought him an electric. What was funny is he bought Alex Van Halen an electric guitar and he bought Eddie a drum set. Mm-hmm. And so Eddie started playing the drums and Alex Van Halen started playing the guitar. Well, Alex Van Halen hated the guitar and Eddie hated the drum set. Mm-hmm. But then Eddie Van Halen started picking up the piano, taught himself how to play the piano, and then started destroying his brother's guitar, melting the pickups down to make him sound more distorted. And so to take someone like that and put him in the same box is, to me, Stevie Ray Vaughan was described as by even some of the best players like Eric Clapton, Peter Frampton, Mark Knopfler, just everybody that saw Stevie play. It was almost like he was possessed. Mm-hmm. It's almost like he was this outer worldly alien that no one understood, that could pick up a guitar. Even people like B.B. King and Muddy Waters, all those guys, he could take a guitar and make it sound better than they could. But the thing about Buddy Guy and B.B. King is they speak the blues and play the blues because the blues was their life. You know what I mean? And it wasn't necessarily Stevie Ray Vaughan's life. Stevie Ray Vaughan battled with drug addiction and everything else. But when you look at B.B. King, those guys lived through some really hard stuff. Mm-hmm. And the reason they got into blues was because of their culture. Yep. And to have somebody like Stevie Ray Vaughan, I would say he was almost like the Eminem of the blues in a way. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because which was very interesting. But to put those two in the same, to me, they don't belong in the same category. They definitely belong in the same list. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if I could put one over the other because they're so vastly different. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the same thing as, I guess, as putting B.B. King and Eric Clapton.
Well, B.B. King, Eric Clapton, and both of those guys paid homage to Jimi Hendrix. When Eric Clapton saw Jimi Hendrix play, in fact, I think it was Keith Richards at the time that called Eric Clapton and said, "Hey, you got to come see this cat. This dude's doing some wild stuff," because this was back before distortion pedals were around and things like that. And so they came in and to watch him play. I mean, you think about it, you have some of the biggest acts in the UK watching you at your show in this hole in the wall club out back then. And they both looked at each other and said, "We're out of a job. Like, this dude's again." So I think it's a generational artist. Every generation has an artist that's just pivotal. It changes the culture. To me, Jimi Hendrix kind of gave birth into that, Led Zeppelin, the really hard rock, fuzzy rock thing. Yeah. And fun fact, if you didn't know this, but Jimi Hendrix would actually take a razor blade to his drivers of his speakers to create that nasty, gritty tone. So I don't know. I just don't know if you can put Ray Vaughan and Van Halen on the same one. Now, I can tell you I love them both for different reasons. I never got to see Stevie Ray Vaughan live. I got to have a front row seat while watching Eddie Van Halen, which was just like watching any other savant create something live, and several times in my life. And it was just, it was an outer body thing to watch someone do what he's doing. Even somebody like Joe Satriani, who's probably a better technical guitarist than either one of those, it's even hard for someone like him to mimic Eddie Van Halen. So it's really, and then Prince just totally screws up everything.
Right.
Prince was amazing.
Yeah.
He was such an underrated musician. I think most people associate him with pop music, but that's actually not where his love was. His love was get blues and rock.
Anybody could put out 5 albums in a year is doing work.
Oh yeah,
Right.
no, and do play their own instruments.
Right.
So that's a hard one. I get asked that a lot. I get asked that, who's better? Who do you think's better? Who do you think, and because to me, I don't think Stevie Ray Vaughan really got big until he died on the helicopter crash with some of the guys from Lynyrd Skynyrd. But I don't think he was really the phenom. I mean, he was phenomenal and he was famous and everything, all that with people that loved that type of music. But I don't think he became this worldwide giant albatross until he had passed away. So I don't think he ever really got to embrace his fame until it was already over. You know what I mean?
I think the best album cover ever made was with Eric Clapton and B.B. King. The title album was
Riding with. I have that album. In the
Dude,
front. A great
freaking
album.
Him and Eric Clapton is driving. They ride in a Lincoln Continental, 67 Lincoln Continental convertible with suicide doors.
Oh yeah.
And B.B. King and Lucille is riding in the back seat. It's all black with white leather interior.
Yep. No, and Eric Clapton is another one of those that's just, to me, I've never seen live. I've always wanted to see him live. But yeah, that's a fun question though, because I'm a music nerd, because I was also very much a tone chaser growing up, and how do they make that sound, and how do they do this, and how do they do that, and not to the point where I was destroying my own instrument like Eddie was, but because I remember there's a story back then where his dad got so mad at him for doing that. It's like, I just bought this thing, and it was just like a Sears and Roebuck guitar. It wasn't even, but it was a lot of money back then.
Right.
And modern day would be like buying a Mexican Strat now or something. And then the guy was melting his pickups because he didn't think it sounded right, and it's like, that's the one thing that's scary for me as I've gotten older, is you're not seeing a lot of this in the music industry right now. There's not a lot of, acts like Metallica that are now in their 60s and 70s, who's going to replace them, and that's what I'm saying, and you're not seeing a lot of these younger bands you're not hearing heritage stories like that, just like the filmmakers of the industry, like Lucas.
The industries have changed though,
Yeah.
And I feel like every industry is going to birth a new phenomenon, right? Because as you like your BB Kings and things like that, they were just animals with the guitar.
Oh yeah.
Right? But guess what? People like Prince and stuff were listening to these guys, right?
Yep.
So what's going to happen? They're going to start off with that. They don't have to start off where BB King had to start off with the guitar. They can start off where BB King is right now.
They live forever.
Right? You get to hear BB King, and not at his 10,000 hours, but at his 30,000 hours of playing the guitar.
Yep.
And that's where Prince started off at, right? So imagine that. Imagine being a young kid, talented with the guitar, and the first thing that you're hearing is a master at work.
Well, the other thing is that information is so easy to get now.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Like back when I learned, I didn't have YouTube. I was
Man.
just figuring it out.
Think about it. You talking about listening.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to listen to Prince's album, International Lover, to realize he wasn't talking about riding on the airplane?
Oh, man.
Right.
Not until I got older.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Not
that was
until you had a
music.
taste of the good stuff.
He was telling you, was giving you a true definition of a message and a ride that.
Now
you
the
thought-
thrill is gone part, I've got that one down.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, look, when I gave you 7 children and you want to give them all back. Yeah, I got that point.
Yeah, I got that one. I got as you experienced for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, I was like you. I was totally almost a middle-aged adult before I realized International Lover was not about an airplane ride.
No.
So the album that really changed my life. There's a few albums that really changed my life, and one was just such a weird story. We were going. My parents would take me to this camp every year called Dry Creek. It was in Dry Creek, Louisiana. There's this church camp out there. And I was bored, as most ADHD kids get, just riding in the car. I'd already blown through all my CDs, and we had stopped at a Target, and I opened the van door, and I looked down, and there was it was almost like a divine thing. There was a copy of Led Zeppelin's Greatest Hits laying on the ground right there. And I picked up the CD, and my dad goes, "What's that, kiddo?" No, I showed him, and he goes, "Oh, you're gonna like that." He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "You just listen to it. Don't say anything. Don't judge it. Just listen to it." And so my dad was a music buff. He went to the Monterey Pop Festival and all that stuff when right before he was shipped off to Vietnam, and so he was kind of a closet rockhead, gearhead. He loved that type of music. And he was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna like that." And I was like, "Well, how do you know I'm like it? Aren't they old?" And he was like, "Just trust me, you're gonna like that." And so when he was in Target, everybody was making a pit stop, and he went into the CD section and he went and got Jimi Hendrix, a copy of Jimi Hendrix Experience, and then he got a copy of. So it's his fault. He screwed me up. It's something else. I think it was Stevie Ray Vaughan's Greatest Hits at that point, and because I didn't have any of those CDs, and he goes, "Do this. I want you to listen to this one first," and he pointed to Hendrix. Listen to track 3, 4, and 5, which was Along the Watchtower, Purple Haze, and Little Wing.
Okay.
He goes, "And then I want you to listen to this album, which was Stevie Ray Vaughan. It's the one you just listened to on the Martin Logans out there." He said, "I want you to listen to Tin Pan Alley. I want you to listen to Pride and Joy. And then I want you to listen to his version of Little Wing." He goes, "You can listen to whatever you want, but listen to those again. And then, without skipping a song, I want you to listen to that Led Zeppelin album." And I was like, "Okay." Whatever. And my mom at that time, she's like, "I can't believe you're telling him to listen to Led Zeppelin. It's the devil's music. Can't believe you're." He's like, he goes, just.
That's like they try to deal with Prince Purple Rain.
Yeah.
You're talking about if you play it backwards, it's worshiping
Yeah.
Satan. I had to hide the album in the garage from my grandmother.
Oh, good grief! Sounds like the way my mom grew up. My mom couldn't bring Elvis into the house or the Beatles into the house because of their hair.
Right.
Back in the day, and so I did listen to exactly what I said. Jarvis, I could not get to a guitar. I taught myself how to play the guitar.
Oh yeah.
From when I was 5 years old.
Really?
I could not get to a guitar fast enough because it was like my brain was going to explode with all this stuff, especially Led Zeppelin, the Immigrant Song, Love Song, Black Dog. I mean, dude. It's like Led Zeppelin, listening to Robert Plant, Jimmy Page. I mean, it was Pandora's box.
Yep.
My dad knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. He set it up because he knew I'd already started getting into guitar, and I was probably 12, 13. Yeah. And so I was already fairly decent at playing at that point. And my buddy at camp had his guitar. I was like, "Give me this. Give me this thing." And dude, I was skipping devotional.
Yeah.
I was skipping all kind. Where's Justin? I'd check in, and then as they would turn their back, I would check out and go play.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like I was possessed, man.
You had to be the best.
I just had to get it out of my system. And so it was Led Zeppelin. If I could pick any artist, which was weird now saying it, if I could pick any artist that completely changed my scope of what rock and roll should have been, it was Zeppelin. Because to me, you can listen to Zeppelin right now, and it sounds like it was written today.
Yeah.
And that's what like Tupac, any of these there's certain artists in every genre that you can listen to right this second. It sounds like the first time, every time you listen to it. And that's how can you imagine going to the studio, being behind the producer board and coming out with something like Def Leppard Hysteria, or Metallica's Enter Sandman, or any of the, can you imagine what that fire was like, dude?
So you do think that rock and roll has faded away in
I
today's-
think yes. I think
because you don't see new rock bands
Well,
talking about.
so here's the thing: as cheeseball as this guy is, I think acts like Youngblood are gonna bring an awareness back to it. I mean, Youngblood. Here's the problem with Youngblood: is the dude's there. He made it. He's got the look. He's 10 foot tall. He's got the look. His ego is just as tall. He also has a humility to him. When you hear him in interviews that people enjoy, he was graced by Ozzy Osbourne, for God's sake, before Ozzy died. So Ozzy knew exactly what Ozzy was doing. But on a scale to 1 to 11, the kid's a 15. If he would dial it back down to a 7, then he would be straight. He would be golden. But it's just he comes across very MGK like, which is cornball.
Yeah.
He comes across very kind of like the modern comparison, or even the back in my day up and coming comparison. It would be like comparing Will Smith to Tupac.
Yeah.
Will Smith came across as cheesy, but he was the rap artist anybody can bring into their home because he was clean.
Yeah, he was clean. Yeah.
But he was corny.
Yeah.
In a way. He's still corny. But I mean,
He made rap music for the little kids.
Yeah,
exactly.
he did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And to me, that's kind of the way MGK and Youngblood is. You can't hate on them because you just look stupid if you do. But I think acts like Youngblood are giving birth to, as Jarvis just said, that generational pivotal artistry.
Yeah.
And I think because you can see it. You can see it with the way the fans react. You can see it with their humility when they get on stage. I mean, you really just kind of see that. But I think rock is struggling. I really do. I mean, I think there's still acts like Disturbed and guys like that are Godsmack. But you got to remember, they're all coming out with greatest hits and getting older.
Yeah.
I think blues fall in the same boat.
Well, blues fell in the same boat probably 20 years ago, but you had guys like Joe Bonamassa, John Mayer. John Mayer, okay, hear me out on that one. So John Mayer is very Prince-like, you know what I mean? But I think he plays what the label tells him to. But when he gets into his own pocket, like if you listen to Fathers Love Daughters and Gravity and things like that, when he's doing his own thing, that's where he shines. But when he has to skate in that label box, then he's like,
But to me, it was when we talk about blues, it was a different type of blues.
Sure.
You had the B.B. King blues that you mentioned that comes from culture and living his
It's
life
culture.
experience.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
you had the Taj Mahal type side.
Yep.
That was a whole different kind of commercial type.
So would you
concert
agree
hall
that Elvis actually brought the highlight to blues, in my opinion? Would you say that?
It's hard for me to categorize Elvis as blues.
Right.
It was to me, Elvis was more.
But that's
pop.
what inspired him was blues.
Right, but
Right.
He put a cross. It's like it was a crossroads between blues and pop in his music.
Now take that statement and think about John Mayer. You see what I mean? It's like John Mayer, you put that dude in front of a Fender Strat, he'll play a phone book.
Right.
The dude's amazing. But then you take somebody like Joe Bonamassa. The cool story about Bonamassa is that his dad was a roadie for B.B. King. And when he was 8, I think 7 or 8, he had to work, and he was divorced family, stuff like that. So he had to work. So his dad kept bringing him to work, and B.B. King looked over at him, and his dad was like, "Oh man, I hope he doesn't get mad." And he goes, "Come here, young squire. You ever held a guitar before?" He put Lucille in his hand, started teaching the little kid how to play. He was taught by B.B. King. That's right now, that's why he's one of the best blues players still around.
I'm gonna say something I might get cremated for, but
Okay.
I gotta ask this question. Do you think Elvis was really that good, or it's just that he brought something different to the table
Different.
that wasn't at that time?
I think he was the modern day Kurt Cobain. I would say the same thing about Nirvana. I don't think I'm going to get totally stoned for that one because there's a lot of haters about that. There's a lot of people that hate the way I said that. If you look at the musicality of Nirvana, I can take a 10-year-old that's never picked up a guitar before and teach him how to play at least 6 Nirvana songs right away. Technically, he wasn't that hard. Kurt Cobain was not that great of a guitar player in all technicality. If you listen to Kurt Cobain's interviews, he said, I just want to play easy songs. The reason why he wanted to play easy songs is because he was stoned out of his brain half the time. He was tripping all the time.
You got to put a disclaimer in it because it is, I think there's a rapper that's named Kurt Cobain also.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's not really.
He's not relevant
anymore. Yeah, but Kurt, he was. He had a good run though.
Yeah.
He had a good
run.
I
mean, you can't. You got to put the disclaimer.
No, I would say
player, the guitar player versus the rapper.
Well, I would say Elvis was very similar to a band like Nirvana.
I think what Elvis did at his time was he was one of the first big crossover artists.
Right. He brought awareness to that type of music.
Yeah, so he was a white guy that was able to shake his hips.
Yep.
Do these different,
just like James Brown was doing.
Yeah, right.
Chuck Berry. Yeah.
He gave them that, right? Which typically they didn't have, right? So there wasn't really a white guy out there going out there on stage with real rhythm. He had a signature move. He had like a little hip turn or something.
Oh yeah.
Didn't he? Right.
See, that's why I asked the question. Was he really that good, or he just brought something new to the table that wasn't there?
I think he was good. I think he was an amazing songwriter. I think he was a better performer than he was a writer.
Yeah.
But again, I'm going to get flamed for that too.
He had marketing behind him, man.
Oh my God. Right? Well, he had a con artist that was ripping him off as well. Right. That dude was horrible. Yeah. His management was just totally working.
But then, there are things about, Elvis, stealing,
he's a horrible
music and, dance moves and stuff. But once again,
look at Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry, people, and this is no slight to Chuck Berry, but Chuck Berry was a phenomenal musician. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Amazing musician and artist, performer, everything. He was already doing what Elvis was doing 8 to 10 years before Elvis was doing it.
Yep.
It had already been old news. Yep. Elvis just highlighted it. And then when Elvis highlighted it, everybody started looking at Chuck Berry. Because then they were like, well, this other cat's better than he is. Well, yeah, he is.
Yep.
They were able to put him in a matchbox and a doll and a lunchbox and market it better because it was the time shift that was going on culturally.
Yep.
In that. So I think Elvis was more like, in my opinion, as a musician, Elvis was very much like a Madonna in a way. Madonna's not the great singer, but as far as a performer, capturing the audience, having the cultural awareness to start trends, to me, that's Elvis.
Right.
That's Elvis Presley, in a way. But I don't know, man. I think the modern day, or I think the 90s equivalent would have been what Kurt Cobain did to rock music. Again, Kurt Cobain gave birth to Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots, all of these crazy LA, Seattle bands. That small group of bands single-handedly killed hair metal. It killed Poison, Def Leppard, Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses. I mean, just wiped them off the face of the earth. And those guys ruled the world in the 80s and early 90s. Yeah. Skid Row. I mean, labels couldn't sign bands fast enough until somebody like Kurt Cobain. I think it's a different thing with Elvis because I think Elvis was a fan of blues and cultural blues. I think he loved the way he grew up and where he grew up. I think he was in the heart of all of that type of culture, so he understood it. Yeah. Even as a white artist, more so than any artist in that stratosphere.
Absolutely.
And then he had a respect for it.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they stamped him, commercialized him, then it put him on a Matchbox car and everything else.
Yeah.
I think that's where he lost his soul a little bit. You know,
He was definitely a pinnacle part of
absolutely
of just like everything at that time, right? Integration, you know, we had all that stuff going on.
Yep.
So he was bringing black culture to a group of people that really weren't accepting of it at the time.
Right.
It was difficult to think about, but the music, like they always say, music brings us together, right?
Right.
So they were starting to sing and they started hearing this mash pot. It's radio. There wasn't a lot of TV, so they couldn't tell who was black and who was white.
Right.
So they were like we were talking about, you just said his name, the guitarist,
Joe Bonamassa, Prince,
no.
Buddy Guy, BB King.
not BB King, but
Eric Clapton.
no, it was just a couple of seconds ago, but
John Mayer.
No, him and Elvis were right there.
Kurt Cobain.
No, the other one.
Stevie Ray.
No, he was a black guitarist.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi
No,
Hendrix.
the other one, the older.
Buddy Guy.
No, I'll remember in a second. But anyways,
And go.
Muddy Waters.
no, but everybody, y'all naming everyone but him.
It's like, damn it.
No, but it was one of those times where people really didn't know who was singing, right? So when they found out, like, they getting on the Chitlin circuit, and then these guys were showing up, they were like, "Who are you?" They were like, "Oh, I'm so." Oh no, he's a white guy. I was like, "No, he's not. That's me. How you gonna tell me who I am?"
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so, like, it was at that time where, like, especially like they show up on TV for the
crossed the
first time,
boundary.
they're like.
Who the heck's this?
So
Yeah.
you see these little white girls in the front row, and then all of a sudden this black guy comes out, starts singing their favorite song. They're like,
Chuck Berry's
Chuck
probably-
Berry, who are you talking about?
Yeah.
Chuck Berry's who I'm talking about.
I was a giant, monstrous Chuck Berry fan. I
Chuck
love
Berry,
Chuck
But
Berry.
look at Ray Charles. He crossed it all genders.
Ray Charles'
Ray-
time
he
was...
Orchestra. He did rock. He
Yeah.
did.
but once again, that was one of those.
He
It was
did
the
it with
end
his
of it.
eyes closed, literally.
So
Yeah.
what? They had
I
that
half
10
of the
years.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did that 10 years, then that 20 years started coming by, right? When that rock and roll and blues started going, then that's when you had your Ray Charles and
Right. But you know, I think
James Brown.
I think out of the box.
Oh, James Brown, dude. Freaking
How
love
can
James
you be a
Brown.
blind man on drugs?
Oh, bruh. Feeling risk.
It wasn't his fault. He was blind. He didn't know.
But I mean, but how you get started?
Man.
You know, somebody
know.
got to do that to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't see what everybody else is doing. Somebody
Isn't
had
he? Is he still alive? Or is he gone now?
No, he's Stevie Wonder. Oh, Stevie
No,
Wonder.
no. Ray Charles.
Ray Charles died.
Yeah, he
He's
died.
dead.
Ray Charles
He's
He
died.
died
dead.
not long after Jamie Foxx made the movie.
Yeah.
That was one of the coolest videos I'd ever seen. Is when Jamie Foxx. There's an interview with Jamie Foxx. You have to go look it up on YouTube. Is Jamie Foxx, Ray Charles, and they're in the same room together. And he brought him in. He said, "So I hear you want to play me." And then there's a amazing homage that Jamie Foxx does when he talks about his grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
So his grandma took him to piano lessons. He hated playing the piano. Absolutely hated it. Took him to piano lessons. Nope, gonna go to piano lessons. Grandma, I don't want to go to piano. I hate piano. Nobody's gonna play the piano. I'm never gonna play the piano. It doesn't matter. Take you to piano lessons. Took him to acting lessons. Any type of lessons because of he grew up in the hood. He grew up in a really rough area, and she didn't want to see him go the same way his friends were going. And so she started putting him in all these classes, like the YMCA and any class she could find. She was
him
dropping
busy.
him in there. And it was anytime he got into that situation, he kind of winks at his grandma because if his grandma hadn't put him because Ray Charles said, "I'll do a movie under one condition: the guy has to be able to play the piano, even though he couldn't see him. The guy has to be able to play the piano. He has to be able to sing. He has to be able to do all these things naturally. Otherwise, I don't want to do the movie. I don't want to have somebody lip syncing and all this stuff." And it was almost like Jamie Foxx was made for that part, dude.
He even right now he did a
He was made for it.
He was on one of the sitcom shows the other day, and it was like on a dime. He just started tricking, like just started talking like Ray, just on a dime. It's like
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It became a part of him in a way, man. He did so great with that role. But there's just certain people that play certain roles. You're just like, man, nobody else could have done it better, you know?
Right.
And
And he discovered Ed Sheeran. So put it this way. So that brings my point to the first question I asked you. He's a music guy, big time. He's more of a music guy than he is a movie guy.
Yeah.
And so he has a recording studio in his house, and any musical artist that comes to his house, he makes them record. I don't care if they're itty bitty music artists or if they're bigger, larger than life music artists, he makes them record in his studio because that's his thing. He just loves to do that. He loves to record. And so I'll tell you a story about it. Once upon a time, there was this kid that had the richest family in England that were his parents. They were like the second or third wealthiest family in the UK. Okay. And he told his dad he wanted to play music. Dad hated the idea. Nope, you're going to get in the family business just like everybody else. And we're not going to do this music thing. I know you want to do it. We're not going to do it. There's no way a kid that stutters is going to be a recording artist and music. It's just not going to happen. So this kid that stuttered, had a bad speech impediment, started listening to Eminem. Okay. Again, it gets weirder. So learning the lyrics to Eminem songs helped him with his speech impediment. It knocked his stuttering out, right? So he already checked that box. Went to his dad. He's like, Dad, I'm not stuttering anymore. He's like, nope, don't want to hear it. He goes, finally his dad got so mad at him. He said, if you want to go do this, pack your crap, get the heck out of here, go do it on your own. We're not going to help you. We're not going to help you. I'll give you a little bit of money to get you started, and that's it. Where you're cut off. I'm not helping you anymore. And he did. He moved to California. He couch surfed. Okay. So he ended up on one of his buddy's couches. His buddy was fast forward, a few years. He kept playing dive bars, going couch to couch to couch with all of his friends. And one of his friends was a valet. He knew he needed money. He said, hey, I've got this really hot party tonight that we're going to go valet for. This guy is really good. He's a good host. If you want to come help me, we'll get you a few $100 and then you keep the tips or whatever. He was just helping him out. And he was like, cool, man. Tell you what, you just keep the tips and then just consider that for letting me stay on your couch. Whatever. That's cool. Whatever. So they did. They worked it out. It was Jamie Foxx's house.
Wow.
Okay. So he's moving cars for celebrities at Jamie Foxx's house. So Jamie Foxx comes out about midway through the party and he goes, hey man, nobody's going to show up. Everybody's kind of chill for now. Why don't you guys come cool off, get some food, refreshments, whatever, help yourself in the kitchen, make yourself at home, because he's always been that type of host, right? So they come in and then instead of hanging out with all the celebrities, Jamie rounds the corner and he starts, he said they were talking amongst themselves and he was like, yeah, you got to hear this kid play. And he wasn't talking to Jamie. Jamie just overheard it. And he goes, what was it? He pops his head around the corner and he goes, hey, who plays? Who does what? What is this? And he goes like, oh, I'm a musical artist. And he goes, up and coming, or, he's like, I try to know everybody, but I'm sorry if I don't know you. And he's like, no, I'm a nobody. And he goes, I love nobodies. And he's like, I have a rule. You come see me in about 20 minutes. And he said, okay. He's like, well, I'll just find you. It's fine. 20 minutes, I'll find you. And so he went downstairs, set up all of his studio, pull out all his guitars. Because, oh, man, he's like turning everything on, getting everything hot for him. So he comes back and finds him. He said, all right, I got this rule. Any musical artist that comes in my house must record in my studio. Has to. And he goes, okay. So he goes down there, records on this. He's like, all right, you just pick whatever guitar you want, whatever mic you want, whatever. I got it all. So he did. He's like, I just need this, and I'll take that little thing over there. He's like, that's all you want? He's like, it's all I need. He's like, yeah. So this kid busts out with some stuff, starts rapping over the acoustic guitar, and puts on this whole show. I mean, and then in fact, he has a switch where he flips it and it plays through his audio speakers and through his entire house. The whole stairwell of the studio is packed. Like, people are trying to figure out who this kid is, right? And he goes, after the whole session was over, he's like, where do you stay? Where do you live? You live here? And he said, nah, man, I'm just couch surfing. You know, I sleep where I stay, but I don't stay where I sleep, you know? And he said, well, you're sleeping here now. He said, go get your stuff. I'll put you in a spare bedroom in my house. Tomorrow we're going to the lake. I said, tomorrow I'm taking you to my club. And if you can make it in this club, then I'm going to take you to the label. And so Jamie Foxx owns a what you would picture in the Blues Brothers movie, Blues Bar.
Yeah.
In downtown LA. Mm-hmm. I'm talking very hard crowd to please, smoke through the crowd type of stuff. Yeah. Very dark crowd, right? So just very intricate, knows blues music type of crowd that just loves that in and out. They thought he lost his mind when he brought this kid on stage. They said, what, dude, is this a joke? And he was like, no, just watch him. Just watch him. So he gets out there and he rips out just a 2-hour set. One song going into the next song, going into the next song, going into modern day songs like No Diggity, Eminem, things like that. And then jumping into his original and then jumping out back into modern rap music, jumping back into, you know, everybody thought he'd lost his mind bringing this kid on the stage. You know why? Because he was whiter than my legs. He had bright red hair, and he goes by the name of Ed Sheeran. Mm-hmm. Ed Sheeran would not be on the radio today if it had not been for Jamie Foxx.
That's great.
And that is to me just like the mind-blowing story.
Yep.
And a kid that stuttered listened to Eminem and Tupac and all these rappers to help his speech on his own, to help his speech impediment, and then learned how to rap over an acoustic guitar, created his own rhythm section on his own acoustic guitar, and then now performs in front of millions of people today. That is the story of Ed Sheeran. And you would not have an Ed Sheeran if you didn't have a Jamie Foxx.
That's dope.
Jamie Foxx is the guy who discovered Ed Sheeran. I found out this story, not even knowing this story. So there's an amazing book by Jamie Foxx called Act Like You Got Some Sense. And it's talking about fathers raising their daughters, you know, and how he screwed up just about every role you can think of raising his own kids. And it's an audiobook. I highly recommend anybody that loves audiobooks, and it'll totally change your perspective on Jamie Foxx. Easiest audiobook you'll ever listen to. And he tells that exact story on this audiobook and how he discovered, till this day, he still does not claim that he was responsible for finding Ed Sheeran. He just said that he's a buddy of mine and I just helped him along the way. So no ego with that whatsoever. Such a cool story. And then the next day, so he ended up going from a 2-hour set to a 4-hour set at this blues bar. They wouldn't let the kid get off stage because he was that good. This is a smoky blues bar where B.B. King could walk in at any minute and play. This is that big of a blues bar in California. And then the next day, when they got done with that set, he goes, tomorrow I'm taking you to the label. He goes, if they don't sign you, I'm buying the damn label. We are going to get you signed. And he's the one that got him signed with Sony. So he got Sony Records. Yep. Yeah. No, because I think Sony was the one that produced Ray.
Yeah.
So that was the first studio that he had walked into and said, you got to listen to this kid. Give him 5 minutes. And that was it, Ed Sheeran. You had Multiply come out. And then he goes, how many songs you got? He's like 200 of them. How many you want? You know what I mean?
Right.
Ed Sheeran. That's what I'm saying. Is like, and if it hadn't been for somebody like, now Jamie Foxx, he'll also tell you the same story that he got it wrong with Kanye. So Kanye came over. He was at same type of thing, same at a party. He had just had his wisdom teeth pulled. And I cannot remember, what is his not Gold Digger. What is the other one that he was known for? it was one of his first
Through the wire.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Through the Wire. Right. He rapped Through the Wire through his system. He's like, all right, so what'd you think? And he was like, you know what? You may want to keep that one in the can. I don't think it's going anywhere. He goes, I'll be damned if I didn't hear that thing on the radio. I'll be other damned if I wasn't singing Gold Digger with him 3 months later. That was Kanye.
Yep.
That had come into Jamie Foxx's studio. Again, he hates watching movies. He's all about the music scene, dude.
Yeah.
All about it. But yeah, you wouldn't have an Ed Sheeran.
But since you mentioned movies, what do you think was out of 300 top 300 movies by the Rotten Tomato users?
Oh gosh.
on the Tomato Meter network, the top 300 movies, what you think is number one on that list?
How many years are we going back? You talking about now?
No, the list goes from 72 all the way back to 52, 49.
And what do I think is number one, dude? I don't even know. It's just so generic.
But I mean, just shoot in the dark. You're gonna be surprised, believe it or not.
In what years?
It goes from 49 all the way up
to modern day.
Yeah.
And what's number one?
Yeah. Just shoot it. I mean, you just shoot it from 41.
Man, that's hard. I don't know. Am I allowed to say Top Gun Maverick? No, I'm just teasing.
No.
Hey, I don't know, man.
That's
Shoot
hard.
it from the hip. Just shoot it from the hip.
It would be.
Well, of course it's gonna.
I would have to say I got three. Three keep coming to my mind. Citizen Kane. No, I got four. Citizen Kane, The Godfather.
That's it.
The Godfather.
The Godfather.
I was gonna say it's gotta be
1972.
It's gotta be Coppola. You know, it's like you gotta go back to the OG. I was gonna say Apocalypse Now would be on that one, and then Gone with the Wind. Casablanca.
I was literally gonna say Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, Gone with the Wind or Casablanca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 1972 Godfather was number one, and Seven Samurai was number
Seven
2.
Samurai was a big one.
Ooh.
Casablanca.
I need to watch that again.
Casablanca was number 3.
Casablanca was gonna have to be up there. What was it? The other one in Casablanca. We were gonna say
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind.
Apocalypse Now was
where
the
did
other
Gone
one.
with the Wind land?
Okay, let me run. I'll run off the top 10 and I'll find it.
Yeah, go the top 10. This is interesting.
So, The Godfather.
Okay.
Seven Samurai. Casablanca. Rear Window.
Oh,
LA.
which one? The original?
1954.
Yeah.
That was an interesting concept of a movie. It was about a dude it was a paraplegic watching across the street with a pair of binoculars. And Disturbia kind of ripped it a little bit. The modern day Disturbia, yeah.
And LA Confidential.
Okay.
On the Waterfront. Chinatown. Modern Times.
I don't recognize
The
all
Battle of Algiers. And Schindler's List.
Schindler's List.
Wow, but Ben-Hur didn't make it, or Sound of Music, huh?
Hold on, let me see where this. So we're looking for Gone with the Wind.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if it's on here.
Well, Gone with the Wind got shin kicked pretty hardcore because of there was a movement, that a lot of folks.
But after like a
sensitive,
decade or so,
yeah,
all that stuff goes away.
Yeah, true.
Toy Story 3 was number 34.
What?
Toy Story 3?
2010 was number 34.
Interesting.
Beat the original?
Exactly.
Well, I thought the original was monumental because of the Pixar.
Yeah.
That was
the first of its kind.
Well, you had A Bug's Life, which was the first Pixar thing, and then was Cars before Toy Story or Toy Story before Cars?
Toy Story was before Cars.
Toy Story before Cars.
Yeah.
God, what are they glazing next door? It's very weird. They're doing something with ham next door. It's very weird smell. All right. No, I wouldn't have called that a Godfather. Again,
Lord of the Rings 2002 is the number 111th.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
All right, Byron. What is your top? Where's Scarface on that list? That's on your top 10.
Oh, that's the best movie ever written. Say hello to my little friend.
Yeah, Scarface is pretty dope.
Yeah, you gotta. Scarface was just a different mob movie of its kind. I mean, the first opening scene with the chainsaw, and you're like, "What am I watching?"
Your Dark Knight is 155.
Dark Knight was crazy. I mean, you break 3 IMAX cameras, you got to be higher than 155, in my opinion.
Yeah, I still ain't seen Gone with the Wind.
It probably got. I bet you got pulled off. I bet you they pulled it off. That happened in 2021, 2022. People started firing shots at it and Casablanca because of, whatever, reasoning behind a lot of it.
Yo,
But
Star Trek is number 248.
Star Trek, which one? The motion picture? The
2009. That's all it says.
Oh, that was the J.J. Abrams Star Trek, which was monumental for Star Trek, in my opinion. You're thinking Star Wars.
Yeah,
But it's forgiven. You call everything the wrong name. It's all good.
Yeah.
What's your top 10, Jarvis? Top 10 movies on a desert island. Go.
Man,
I wanted to ask you. I forgot to ask this question the last show, but you're on a desert island. You got a banging sound system.
no electricity. No electricity.
You got 10 movies. You got
No electricity.
No, you got electricity. We figured all that out. Get rid of all the road humps. What is you're stuck with 10 movies to absorb. What's your top? It's hard.
Yeah,
It's easy. 1 through 5 is always easy, but somebody always pulls the handbrake at 5 because they're like, "Oh, this just really got hard."
Well,
Your Top Gun Maverick 2022
Oh, screw that movie.
was number 20.
Was number 20? I give it. It needs to be on number 20. No, it's up there for sure.
Cool Hand Luke was 23.
No, that was a good one with Robert Redford and Tom Cruise. See, it's hard, right?
So I'm buying you time, Jarvis.
I'm ready.
All right, go for it. Here we go.
All right, so
And you have to
let's
explain
see.
why on each movie.
Man,
Why was it impactful?
Saving Private Ryan.
Oh God. Okay.
That
see
was
that.
just man.
That's like a lasagna, brother. That is like a full Thanksgiving plate with lasagna on top. It's such a heavy movie.
It
man.
just hits all the boxes for me, man.
Yeah.
It has just like such a great character plot.
Vin Diesel got his start on that
I'm telling
movie.
you,
So many
man,
people.
a lot
I didn't
of
really.
people in there.
Yeah.
Just a lot of people starting out, man. Just supporting roles and just extras that came even out of that movie.
Yeah.
It's just the war scenes and stuff, man. I was just a big fan.
We gotta watch that. I just downloaded that. We gotta watch the opening scene
Mm-hmm.
in The Beast after this.
Yeah.
I bet you it's insane.
Oh, dude, crazy. Training Day. It's definitely
That's
one
on
of
my
them.
top
Do you
10.
want to go to jail or you want to go home?
I'm telling you.
See, that's not my favorite line of the movie. It's when he shoots him in the ass.
Yeah.
You mother.
King Kong ain't got blink on me.
I'm telling you.
Fun fact I learned by watching the director's commentary, by the way, on Training Day. That whole monologue was impromptu.
Yep.
It wasn't scripted.
Yeah.
He just said, when you're ready, let me know, and we'll just go with it. If it doesn't work, we'll go by the script. And he goes, because they were losing daylight.
Yeah.
And he Denzel did not actually it was Denzel. Hey, I've heard.
Denzel.
It was actually
Denzel,
he corrected that the other day. Somebody asked, "Is it Denzel or Denzel?" He says, "Actually, it's Denzel." But nobody ever called. Everybody always
Black
called.
women renamed him because
Yeah. Denzel. It was so Denzel was. They were running out of. He knew they were running out of daylight. Time is money. He said, "You know what? Let's just roll with it." So, Ethan Hawke was. It was an interview where I saw with Ethan Hawke where he said, "I was just incredibly nervous to work with Denzel because he was so humble and he's just larger than life." And most of that movie was ad-libbed, according to Ethan Hawke.
A lot of Denzel stuff is like that.
But the King Kong, that was
But
completely
the part
unscripted.
that got me was, what are the coincidence? You drop this dude off to these people's house and they getting ready to kill him, and he gets
That was really shot in Compton, by the way.
Spare his life, because he saved the dude niece
Yes.
from getting raped.
Earlier that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the coincidence?
Man, I'm telling you, just
That's
like
on
how
my-
things work out. I
That's
love
on my
storytelling
top
like
10. I love that movie. That's one of my sleepy. Okay, so you've got Saving Private Ryan. You've got Training Day.
that. Pulp Fiction. The story of Pulp Fiction.
You and I's top 10 are very similar.
Dude, just how they
We
bring
could be
these
stuck
things.
on a desert island
just
together.
This is why I want to shoot movies, because
Yeah.
I want to do those type of movies in one shot.
Quentin
So, wait,
Tarantino, awesome.
wait, hold on, Cletus, hold on. You want to be Vin Rames in Pulp Fiction?
No.
No,
Nobody wants to be that.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Come on now, we got to get clarification because wondering minds might insinuate certain
yeah.
things.
Or Bruce Willis. Nobody wants to be that or Bruce Willis in that movie.
At all.
Now people's
That was John Travolta's back into acting.
Yeah,
because
that
he
was-
had disappeared since Saturday Night Fever 2.
Yeah, he had went through a lot of stuff with his life and stuff. He was going through. I was actually just watching something on that last night, man, about John Travolta. That's
Yeah.
funny that I'm think. Yeah, but that this was actually his comeback.
It was a comeback.
Yeah, he was
and he
into
was
some-
so good.
Yeah, he was doing some weird stuff in between that.
It was weird. It was actually Samuel L. Jackson's one of his very first movies too.
Man, Samuel L's been like,
He got a late start. He didn't get big until he was in his 40s.
Yeah, he was older.
So that means they're saying there's a chance for us.
Dude,
Jarvis.
they always say your 40s is when you really get into it. You know, that's when all of your.
Well, that was so long ago, I can't remember.
Oh man.
All right, so Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
just- yeah, cinematic, just beautiful,
Just
genius.
beautiful with that. Malcolm X was another
Okay.
big one of mine. I just love how they.
It just was too long. That was 3 hours long.
Yeah, but it was telling us the whole story. You
Yep.
know, that's my I guess that's our version of the ship with what is it? Titanic.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of our version. Let's see what else we got. Let
I
me think.
still don't forgive her for not even at least trying to let him on the door.
Okay, since you mentioned the Titanic, let's get some realization in here. Ain't nobody gonna keep playing knowing the ship is sinking.
Actually, that's a
Never.
true
We'd have
story.
been cool in the gang. Would have been all right.
Man,
Let's go, buddy.
would've
We
been one of
wrapping
the
this
first
up. We're
ones.
wrapping the cards up.
Yeah, hey.
Oh, and first of all, they might have left all the equipment and just get like, we out of here.
I'm gone.
Yeah,
I'm gone.
We not playing.
The
till
ship
goes
what?
down? They see water coming up.
What else were they gonna do? They're gonna freeze their ass off in the water, or
But
they
water
gonna,
and electricity do not mix.
No.
So you got two choices: either you freeze or you electrocuted. Which one you want?
Oh, I didn't even think about that aspect. Well, but wait a minute. I just shot your whole plot. I just shot a hole in your boat, dude. The reason why the electricity they didn't have it, they couldn't. Man, that screws up the whole movie. They couldn't have had electricity because the engines stopped running and the engines went down. The engines weren't running when the boat was cracked in half, so they couldn't have had electricity.
And this takes me to what I was going to tell you. Like Nikola Tesla was telling you, we had ether, and they were rich, so they had it in the boat. That's why when you look on the top of the boat, on the mast, there was a giant copper ball, and it was shooting straight into the sky, and it was catching the ether, and it was what made the boat light up. Don't go into that.
Interesting.
But no, but you
okay,
know-
so Malcolm X. Wait. All right. Finish your thought. Finish your thought.
that was
Was that it?
that was-
Okay. Okay. I just didn't want to cut you off. Okay. So Malcolm X.
Let me think.
All right. So finish your thought, Byron.
Yeah.
I'm just still mad at Rose because she didn't try hard enough to let the guy on the door.
Yeah.
You know, come on, man. The dude's freezing his butt off. He's the love of your life, and you just gotta let him.
I'd have
be
been
an
the
ice-
first one off the ship. Somebody got to live to tell the story.
Seriously.
You'd have found me in the lifeboat by myself.
No
Everybody else
chivalry in your part.
been- No. Hey,
You'd have put on a wig and a dress, and then tried to make it.
Hey, if that's what gets me on the boat, I'm there.
Get you on the boat.
I put that tutu on in a heartbeat.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Look at here, pimping.
Hey.
We in this mud. You look kind of strange.
That was also Denzel too, Malcolm X, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was also
that was
him.
also Denzel.
I'm a big fan of his. I'm a big
Oh,
fan of
Denzel's awesome.
He's awesome.
To me, he's just, I don't think, he's done so many good ones. Equalizer was amazing.
Equalize
All of them.
Another one.
All of
We
them.
could just go off of just Denzel, and man, we're gonna have tons of movies just off of there.
Yeah, no, but Training Day's on my top 10.
Yeah, Training
Pulp
Days,
Fiction
for sure.
also on my top 10.
For sure.
Easily. I have, the way I picked my top 10 out is it was movies that made an impact with me that was like, man, I want to do that. And Jurassic Park was one of those things.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Watching Jurassic Park, where that was the first time someone saw a dinosaur on screen that actually looked like a moving animal, that you would have swore it was they had hid dinosaurs somewhere and brought them out just for this movie. Steven Spielberg at his finest, Lucas Arts at their finest, bringing, even Jim Henson into it, with their puppeteering and stuff like that. To me, it kind of lost its soul a little bit when it moved heavily into CGI, and more of a horror movie. But to me, the first OG Jurassic Park, dude, when you saw the Brontosaurus and the T-Rex, the iris of the T-Rex change, that's my number one on my list. Would be Jurassic Park.
you could
just
tell-
to do an ad lib to buy you some more time.
You could tell that wasn't shot in the hood, because if Jurassic Park could have been shot in the hood, Big Pookie, and Poo Poo, boy, we'd have had some dinosaur burgers and some barbecue dinosaurs,
Friday
homemade
action.
dinosaur sausages.
All kinds of
I will never forget the time when my ex-wife and I got lost near Disneyland.
What?
And what most people don't understand is Compton Street is literally about 10 streets over from Disneyland. Like
right there.
Like the Compton, where Chris Tucker and Ice Cube are sitting on the front porch, Compton Street, like Snoop Dogg territory, Compton Street. So here we are, me and my ex-wife are literally lost in this area, and I happen to glance up and see a street that says Compton. I'm like, interesting, Compton. And then you start noticing things. You start noticing people on street corners. You start noticing people doing zigzags on bicycle. I mean, they didn't script Friday. They just turned on a camera and said, go, when that thing was shot. And it is true. It is Compton. It is straight up. That is exactly where it is. And she goes, hey, maybe we need to ask for direction. I said, nope. I think we need to get the Hades out of here immediately because we are in a convertible Mustang.
Well, look, I'm going to tell you this too.
And we definitely look lost.
Yeah, this was like, we was in Dallas. I'm going to tell you, this is a funny story. You remember back when, before GPSs came, you had MapQuest.
Oh, yeah.
And you had to print the directions.
You get one page off and you're screwed.
Right.
The whole
and that's what
plan's
happened.
messed up.
So directions 1, 2, and 3, and it was on this page, and then it flipped the page, had a big old ad, and 4 and 5 was on the next, and then it started 6 and 7. Well, my wife reading the directions skipped 4 and 5 and went straight to 6, and we end up by American Airlines Arenas in downtown Dallas.
Oh, that's terrible.
At 12 o'clock at night. And so you know something wrong when you start seeing these 24-hour bail bonds places that's open.
Yeah. You over there by Loose Derrick, over there by the prison.
So I go in the store to ask for directions. She locks the door to the car. So I come out the store and I'm pulling the handle and locking the door. Unlock the door. I say, man, if I had to run for my life out of the store, I'd have been messed up because you in here with the door locked and I couldn't get in.
She didn't care.
Not at
Ask
all.
her if she gave 2 craps about
none.
that. Fuck. All right, where you got?
Gladiator is my next one.
Oh, Ridley Scott.
Gotta have Gladiator. The part 2 was decent. That had,
I need to download
Denzel
that
in
one.
it,
That
too.
one's also for sale for $4 right now. Gladiator.
Gladiator's on sale?
The original?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta get that. I want
All
to
right,
see that.
I'll do it right now.
You gotta get Gladiator.
I'm doing
That's
it right now.
just-
I'm gonna call it peer pressure. I'm
Just
doing
what
it right now.
Gladiator is in the film world was just crazy how they created that movie.
Yeah, Ridley Scott was just. I mean, I didn't bother getting the. I didn't bother getting the second one. I just didn't watch it. I don't think, even though it's Denzel, so
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure it's
was
good.
Decent. It wasn't as good, but it was decent. I also like Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, I watched that movie. About
You
30
got,
times.
you gotta
have Shawshank on there.
Shawshank was awesome. Morgan Freeman, just
Oh, man.
absolutely
Talk about deception.
awesome.
Man, the end of it though.
Yep.
On the beach.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, so Shawshank's on there. Gladiator. Okay, all right. I'm not gonna pressure you now, but we have to do a recap here. So you've got Pulp Fiction, Malcolm X, Training Day, Saving Private Ryan, Gladiator,
Gotta go with Scarface.
and you got
man.
Shawshank Redemption, Scarface.
Scarface.
Dude, you only got 3 more movies
I
left.
know, man.
I'm telling you, it gets hard. Once you pass 5, it's like, oh, dude,
man.
you got to start whittling. You just got to start playing the back and forth game. You know, you gotta start whittling it down.
Gladiator is $9.99. This the one?
Oh, then it would. Then
Look.
they took it off. Well, it'll be 24 next week. It's still 24. I just
The one
downloaded.
with Russell Crowe.
I know. I'm downloading it now.
Was
Ooh,
Russell,
The Patriot.
That one's also for sale on the G4.
was Russell Crowe and Denzel in the same?
All right, you got
Gladiator?
number 2. All right, you got 2 left.
Patriot was
Patriot was awesome. Heath Ledger, Mel Gibson,
dude, just the actors.
just everybody. Well, the filmography. Yeah.
The way that they filmed that was
Oh my goodness. The
Was-
time period.
Was Russell Crowe and Denzel in the same Gladiator?
No. Russell Crowe was not in Gladiator 2. No, he was no, he didn't. Well, he died in Gladiator 1. So he got
But Gladiator 1 is the one that's 9.
yeah, that's the best one. That's the one to get. All right, the Patriot was I got to give you the Patriot. All right. 2 more. No pressure. 2 more.
I don't know.
I know.
I got 2 more. I know what I want one. I gotta go with Troy.
Okay.
Gotta put Troy.
Brad
in there.
Pitt. Yeah.
Man, that
Brad Pitt.
he says
Eric Bana.
the kid asked him at the beginning of the movie, and this is something that just 100% gets me every time, wakes me up. He says, "You're not scared? That guy's huge. He'll kill everybody."
Yeah.
And he says, "No. And you being scared is the reason that your name will never be remembered." Bro,
Yeah.
what?
Yes.
Every day I'm like, oh, I gotta do it.
Yeah. And then 30 seconds, the dude's
Oh,
gone.
dude, 30, just done. He's not even playing with them anymore.
He just wakes up, stretches, moves the beautiful women out of the way, and then he goes and does his business back to bed with the beautiful women. Yeah.
man.
No, Troy, I'd give you Troy. Troy, I'm somewhat interested in the Odyssey.
Yeah, I want to see
as
that.
well.
I really, really
I
want
think
to see
the Odyssey's
Odyssey.
good. All right, you're on your last one.
Man,
You're in your last one. All these are good. All of these would be easily on my top 10, my top 20 for sure. 20 is easier to play, but the top 10 is
Yeah.
hard.
yeah, man.
Some of the ones I'm gonna say it's gonna screw you up. But go ahead. One more left.
One more. Dang, man, there's
So Saving Private Ryan would be on my 20. That would be my
Yeah.
top. The reason why is it's like a once or twice. It's like a once a year, once every 2 year watch for me because it's heavy.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
heavy.
lasagna.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just a full meal with the dessert, with the extra dessert, with the leftover, and you
that's
just
what
you can't watch it over and over.
See,
you know?
Saving Private Ryan, well, I wouldn't say they're not the same one. Saving Private Ryan is a heavy movie for me. I really like it, but
Right.
it's kind of like Band of Brothers, right? Like
I need to see that one. Everybody keeps talking
dude, you
about
haven't seen Band
No.
of Dude, you can only watch it here though.
Okay.
I haven't. Let me know if you get it.
Okay. Is it? That's a series.
It's
though,
a
right?
series, but each one is a movie though.
I gotta watch. I gotta
Oh,
download it.
dude, just from the
I
beginning.
bet you it's on sale. Let me see.
Man,
it's on
if
sale.
you get that, let me know, please. I am here.
yeah,
for
we'll
that.
watch it together. We'll watch it together.
Band of
That's
Brothers
so
is
nice.
I mean, we're gonna sit in different seats and everything.
Band of Brothers
but
is like the pinnacle of war movies.
Let's go see. I'm Kaleidescape checking
Hey,
it
since
right
you're a
now.
Denzel
Yes,
fan,
Band
what
of
about
Brothers
American
is.
Gangster?
Oh, I can do the whole series.
Dude, American Gangster is just
I can get the whole series for $30.
what?
Band of Brothers. Yeah.
Shit, I'll pay for that.
Yeah, $30. Band of Brothers. I've heard nothing. You're not the only one that's mentioned that one. A lot of people have talked about
Band of Brothers is what you get when you take like Saving Private Ryan. Which one is?
So last movie, where are you at? Like, where's your head at? You got to remember, you got to skip Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
you got to skip.
I know.
It's hard.
We talked about those already. That's like everyone. So I was trying to go something different. But
No, I want your movies. I don't care about everybody.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
movies. You're stuck on a desert island.
man, it would have to be either the Band of Brothers series or 300.
Oh, 300. Forget
It brought comic book back to the screen.
300. Gerard Butler, dude. 300 was just, dude. That makes everybody want to work out.
Yeah.
Like when you watch 300, you're like, dude, I gotta go do push-ups while watching. It's like the Rocky scenes. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like.
You know, there's something we never did.
What's
Out of
that?
All the podcasts and all the movies we ever talked about, we never talked about no Western movies.
I do. One's on my top 10. Would you like to hear it?
310 to Yuma.
Nope. Tombstone.
Tombstone is come on now. I love
But
it.
I mean, but you know,
Tombstone. Tombstone was one of the first westerns that was ever shot in 16:9, but it was the filmography of it. It was shot the way it was shot was it made the cowboys look 10 feet tall, and that's the first time that's ever been done in cinema. And Tombstone, dude, that was Val Kilmer's best movie.
Man.
Easily over Top Gun. I mean, in any other movie he's ever done, Tombstone to me, that's on one of my top. So Tombstone's on my top 10. Jurassic Park's on my top 10. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. You got to fit some blockbusters in there.
Yeah.
Back to the Future, you got to throw in there.
Oh yeah, the shoes were iconic.
The time.
Yeah.
You can totally smell 1985 in Back to the Future. It was just shot perfectly. Yeah. And just even still, no one will touch it. No one will remake it because there's nothing to remake.
Right.
It's just shot for shot. It's just such a fun movie.
what about the Manchurian Candidate?
Oh, Eric Bana. That was a good one too. Yeah, you can't. That wouldn't be on my 10. It would be on the top 20 though.
That's a good movie. Though.
But it is a good movie. That is a good movie. The Patriots definitely on there. Training Day is on there, so that's already 5.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah.
So, and then I lock up. It's like somebody pulls the handbrake because now my category has to shift and change, right? Because it's like, who makes the cut?
Yeah.
Who makes the cut?
So Jarvis, what about Hurricane?
Ooh.
Hurricane?
He's a Denzel fan.
Oh, I
That's
got you.
That's a 1999.
See, my favorite,
That's like right after Glory and everything.
my favorite Denzel was Remember the Titans.
Yeah, dude, just that one there too. Remember the Titans was just
Now your 10's all screwed up.
right. Yeah, see,
Number 10's all screwed. Screw this game. I don't like this
we're
game.
gonna have to break it apart to like, all right, what's your favorite horror movie?
So Denzel, I mean, remember the Titans? You had Matthew McConaughey. You had Denzel. You had. It's just the story of it. You're killing me, Petey.
Yeah.
The best one-liners of all time.
Man,
I'm telling you, I'm a movie nut.
dude. Not to mention, we just talked about Jamie Foxx. He had that movie. Ray. Not only that, he had
Any Given Sunday.
Yeah. Then he gave us Django, dude.
Django. Oh,
Django in itself would have made my top 10. I forgot about it.
you haven't said 10 yet.
We're missing the most important one though. Courage of Fire.
Courage Under Fire. Yeah. Courage Under Fire was great. Django, though, dude. How do you get better one-liners?
At least he pronounced it right. Everybody, the Django.
Yeah, no, every time. And that was actually a remake in a way. That was actually already a story. Quentin Tarantino just made the movie.
Yeah.
It was already a story that was written. But Django was just, dude. I mean, what's his name? But the supporting actor in the one was the dentist.
The dentist, yeah.
He makes
dude.
the whole movie.
Bro.
His one-liners make the whole movie.
Hey, okay, so Justin, what this one-liner? I'll be your Huckleberry Finn.
Oh, easy. Tombstone. I'm your Huckleberry. Yeah. Now it's like, I have two guns, one for each of you.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, he couldn't shoot the broadside of a barn. He's drunk.
Yeah.
He sees double. Well, I have two guns.
Yeah. Man, what's the other one? The other Western movie with
I hate him already.
the other Western movie that everybody they got the for NWA. They got the
Straight Outta Compton.
Straight Outta Compton movie.
Awesome movie.
Well, not Straight Outta Compton, but the Western movie. They got the beginning of the
Posse.
Yeah.
What was it?
Posse.
Yeah.
It's a Queen Latifah, Elrich.
I hadn't seen that one.
Ibarra, what's Elrich Ibarra and some other. It's what
Is
it
it
is.
a Tyler Perry one
It's
or
a black western.
Well, no, not that. It's that song that that Not Too Short came out with that with NWA. He came out with that one song, and they says if you gotta be good with the steel, if you know what I mean. It came from the Western movie with Billy the Kid them in it.
Young Guns?
Young Guns. There we go.
Yeah,
Young Guns.
Young Guns was also, that would be top 20. But that was when MTV culture got involved with westerns.
Top Gun.
But most of my
Young Guns.
one of the westerns that I love that most people don't know about was Open Range.
Open Range.
Open Range was Robert. It was DTS. That was the second movie DTS was used as a soundtrack. The first one was actually Jurassic Park. Open Range was Robert Duvall. You had Kevin Costner. You had that's where a lot of the cast from Sons of Anarchy got their start. A lot of the guys from Sons of Anarchy were in Open Range, but Open Range was one of the best gunfight scenes where the sound was where a gunshot sounded like a gunshot. It just literally slams into that subwoofer, dude.
Sound.
Oh man, it was just so sick, dude.
And just for the record, Jarvis, you can never have too many subs.
No, you can't. No, you can't. And then you got to go with the good, bad, and the ugly, and all that stuff. You know, it just. But Tombstone to me is the pivotal best western, one of the best westerns of all time. It just to me, Tombstone was. I mean, dude, Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer. I just went blank on the other one. There's so many. Bill Paxton. There's the Sam Stone. I mean, dude, it just anybody was anybody. Billy Bob Thornton even had a cameo in it.
Yeah.
The best Billy Bob Thornton movie, in my opinion, is the one he was with Swordfish with Halle Berry.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something else. I thought you were gonna say Monsters Ball.
That one too.
That's what I thought. That one was Monsters
That one
Ball.
too.
Anybody says Billy Bob Thornton, my favorite movie, usually.
Hey, we
Usually
don't take,
Monsters Ball
We
come
don't
at
take
about.
5,000. Let's get it right this time, fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. I ain't even fronting. I bet. You know. And then who else was in there? Hugh Jackman was in Swordfish. That was one of Hugh Jackman's breakout movies. Was
But I always
Swordfish.
I always picture myself.
I always pictured with Halle Berry. Me too.
In the
I think
Swordfish, the dude trying to hack stuff under pressure. He got a gun to his head and he got something else going on.
Oh yeah, got some business going on downstairs.
Yeah, it's like, what kind of that's just horrible. That's terrible pressure. How can you focus?
You can't. You know, not with Halle Berry. Not when Halle Berry, or was she sitting on the deck and the thing? It's just like, dude, come on now.
Exactly.
You know, no, I hate Billy Bob Thornton for several reasons. One was Angelina Jolie. Number two was Halle Berry. That's why I hated him.
You got both of them.
Yeah, you got both of them same time, not the same time. What movie was that? No. All right, number 10. You filibustered long enough. You got to do a number 10.
Number 10 is going to have to be. It's going to be House Guest, man, from the 90s with Sinbad.
Oh, wow. Okay. Dude, that was out of left field.
I
didn't
could
see
watch that
anything
alone.
with Sinbad on anybody's. I could not. Dude, if you'd have bet me $1 million, I would have never guessed from a filmographer's standpoint, filmmaker standpoint, I wouldn't have guessed anything with Sinbad in it would have come out of your mouth.
Man, he had in the other actor in there. He died a few years ago. I cannot remember his name though.
You're talking about Eugene? Was it Eugene Levy?
Yeah, I think it was. Was it
with House Guest? No, look up House Guest.
Here, what is his name?
I don't know. But I would have never pictured House Guest.
I love that movie, man.
Okay. I would say Friday would have to be somewhere in my 20 because I love Friday.
I love Friday.
I love Chris Tucker.
Which
To
one?
me, that was
The
Chris
original?
Tucker's best role.
The original?
Yes.
Friday After Next is gonna have to be my favorite one.
Yeah, no, because the only thing
What's
I was
the
mad
one-
about Friday After Next was Chris Tucker didn't come back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Friday
because
After
he
Next,
made
is that
the whole
one
movie.
with Cat Williams?
yeah, that's one with Cat
And Terry Crews?
Yeah,
Yeah, Terry Crews. I love Terry Crews.
yeah.
He-
Man, Mike Epps, man. I love Chris Tucker and everything, and the original Friday was amazing. I love it, but
Yeah,
man, it's something about Day Day, man.
Yeah.
He's just another level. I just felt like Friday with Chris Tucker, Smokey was just so one dimensional. It was
really.
just-
Okay.
He was just so just like,
Everybody has a friend like Smokey, though.
Yeah, but it's like
I
he's
think
the
Tony
pothead.
would be like Tony would
and
have
everybody,
been.
And everybody has a Miss
And you
Parker.
and
Right,
you've
everybody has
and
a
you
Miss Parker.
and you've met Tony. Tony would be like my Smokey in a way,
Oh,
a little bit. He was like Smokey was always the instigator. He was never the lead, though.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everybody had a big worm, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. But then again, it's like with the whole when Day Day came into play, Day Day, he was so versatile, right? Like it's like, okay, did he smoke? Yeah. But
Yeah.
then he had girl problems,
Yeah.
right? Just like Smokey, you know what I'm saying? He had girl problems, but
What was the spinoff of that? That was where the Wayans brothers did a spinoff of Friday, and it was like a parody of every Boys in the Hood type of movie.
oh, Don't Be a Menace.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, Don't Be a Menace was
in
funny.
South
I
Central.
just
Yeah,
picture Marlon Wayans with that freaking pacifier.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's just...
And you got to put them in the category. That was a talented group of people.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Wayans brothers.
Man,
I mean,
they started off for so many people.
You
We
know
didn't
what-
live in color.
you know what was
In
my
Live in Color started it all.
favorite Wayans brother movie,
Which one?
and you probably can't guess it.
The superhero one.
Nope. The Last Boy Scout with him and Bruce Willis.
Really?
Yeah.
What
I
about... wasn't it the one that did
I
White
love
Girls?
that one, dude. To me, that was Bruce Willis, even better than Die Hard at his most at peak Bruce Willis-ness. It's like, you punch me, you do that again, and I'm going to kill you. Touch me again, I'll kill you. And he hits him again. Touch me again, and I'll kill you. And he hits him again, and then boom, dude's dead. It's just like, that was like the epitome.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis, and then because I think Damien was a quarterback, and then there was somebody that was putting bombs in the football or something at football games, and it was killing people and all this other stuff. And so he was a detective that had to go find. I know one of my last five. Heat was one of my last five movies. Heat was Robert De Niro and Al Pacino on the same screen for the first time. Mm-hmm. That Heat, you got to talk about Heat, man. You got to talk about Heat. It was just, and it was based on a true story. It was based on the LA shootout that happened when they were robbing that bank, where I think the cops were on record as firing 2,000 rounds or something, and they didn't hit any of them. Or something. So there was like this running parody of LA police officers and the stormtroopers because they couldn't hit anybody, or nobody, they didn't take one of them out. But yeah, Heat would definitely be on that absolutely be on that list. Absolutely be on that list for sure. Got to throw Heat in there. Troy's a good one though. I forgot about Troy. I just wish Troy is not on 4K on Kaleidescape yet, which breaks my heart because to me it's a pinnacle movie. It's one of the better of the movies out there as far as covering that subject. Especially with Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt had many Fight Club would also be on that one. Fight Club, you can't leave out Fight Club.
Now I'm going to tell you, me being a motorcycle guy, Biker Boys.
Oh, I
Lawrence
forgot
Fishburne.
about Biker Boys. That was kind of like Fast and the Furious with motorcycles, though, right? Yeah. Jesse James actually made a cameo.
Kid Rock
that
was in there,
movie.
too.
Kid Rock was in that movie. Yeah, no, Biker Boys was. Were you a Sons of Anarchy fan too?
I was the Sons of Anarchy fan.
I love
was,
Sons of Anarchy, dude.
What's they had another one to come off.
Kurt Sutter is a genius.
They got another
as
one
far
come
as
off
his
of that was
series.
worse than saying Sons of Anarchy.
It was Mayans.
Mayans.
Yeah.
Mayans, but Mayans is a true definition of a modern day 1% Hell's Angels,
Yeah.
Mongols.
So you thought Mayans
Bandinos.
was more accurate than Sons then?
Oh, ain't no doubt.
Oh, was it?
Oh yeah. Anytime,
So
anytime you kill your vice president,
So
yes.
I didn't enjoy Mayans as much as Sons, but I think the Mayans thing, I don't know. I thought Sons was better. I thought but in a way, but Mayans, what I loved about it is they played peekaboo with the Sons of Anarchy in the show. Kurt Sutter is just brilliant.
Yeah.
He's just brilliant. And then I think FX treated him so poorly, he just said, I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. But you know what was cool out of that whole thing was Robert Hale. So Robert Hale was the sheriff. The original sheriff, not the old guy, but the younger guy, the deputy in Sons of Anarchy. He left Sons of Anarchy in season 2. They killed him off in season 2 because they wouldn't pay him enough because he couldn't make enough to pay his bills. They were only paying him like $15,000 a season. You know, I mean, he was, and then they upped his salary, but then they were putting him in less shows, so it was like making the same amount. And he finally said, screw all you guys, just kill me off. And he left. He went out on his own, became a film director. Do you know what he became the film director and creator of?
No.
Little show called Yellowstone.
Why was I just about to say Yellowstone?
Yep. Yellowstone, 1923, U.S. Marshals, 1920, and there was another one that he spun off of Yellowstone. All of that is him.
Oh, that's crazy.
Every bit of it is him. If he hadn't left that show, you would not have Yellowstone.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, which is probably one of the better shows on HBO right now.
We got Landman too.
Landman is dope.
Is that also him?
No.
No, not same guy, but no, Landman was Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah,
again,
but it's kind of like
the guy I
almost the
hate.
same concept.
Yeah, same. They're owning land and they're going against the government and stuff. So
I haven't thought about breaking it down to categories though. I didn't think about breaking it down to categories.
that's a different.
That's
show
a whole show.
Telling you.
I mean, I'm trying to think. Comedy. What would I do? I would do Dumb and Dumbers. You gotta have slapstick.
Boy, you white chicks.
White chicks, gotta have it.
Soul Plane. Now, see, but then we're gonna have to break it down into more than that, though. Like, what are your seasoned movie categories? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What are the casserole categories?
Do trilogies count as one movie or not?
Man, because some trilogies go bad afterwards. Like,
Yeah.
Blade.
I like The Matrix. Let me tell you.
Oh, see, Blade, they should have stopped it too.
The Matrix. The problem with The Matrix was
They turned into women.
The Matrix. Well, that too, but
Sorry.
when you first
that was
watched,
not a politically. I can't say that anymore.
when you
do
first
that.
watched The Matrix, I guarantee you 90% of the people didn't understand it.
Right.
But when you start watching the second, the third, and over, then it's all start to.
He
gel.
and I just had that conversation of people that have taken the red pill versus people that live in the blue pill world, and how being not using the word woke because they totally screwed up that phrase, but people that have had their eyes opened to cultural reality, but the brass tacks of it. You know, Jarvis and I were talking about that before you got here, about the blue pill versus the red pill, you know, how business works, how entrepreneurship works, how filmmaking works, and people that are just dumb. I don't say dumb to it, but their eyes are just so jaded and closed off to it.
They don't have the glasses on yet, man.
Yeah.
You know, people. I think people are
Different lenses, man.
I think people nowadays are purposely keeping your third eye closed. Like, I think people are purposely not. Like, there's no way.
Especially when behind bars. No,
True. But it's like people are purposely not wanting to see the truth and see.
Where
what's
did
really
your
going on.
wait? Where did your mind go? No,
Keeping your eyes closed behind bars.
No,
Man, you got to keep an eye on Big Bubba and Sweet Tyrone.
I'm telling you.
yeah, he said third eye closed. That you want to keep that closed behind bars.
Always.
Watching your third eye.
But I think people know the consequences of knowing too much.
Yeah.
It affects your life. It affects your mental stability. It affects everything when you're one of the people that sees what's really going on, you know? And then you spend your entire time trying to convince people who can't see it to see it, and they can't see it because they choose not to.
So I've tried to work on this the past 3 or 4 months, try to really examine my life, what I want out of life. And, you have this drive that you're built for bigger things, or you're built for greater things, or you're built for something that you're not currently doing right. And dude, it's almost a quickening.
Yeah.
It almost keeps you up at night.
It does.
You can't,
It's an uneasy feeling.
You can't, unsettled.
It's unsettled.
You're unsettled. You can't.
Hey, is that what anxiety is?
I think
Uncompleted, maybe for us it might be different, but I feel like it's like this.
There's something missing.
Yeah, it's something that keeps bugging me. It will not leave me alone.
People that don't understand that see that as ADHD. No, people that don't understand that, they see it as like, oh, you're just too hyperactive, or you're just too negative, or it's not that I'm being negative. It's that there is this pulling feeling that I am not living up to my potential.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what the potential is. Does that even make sense?
See, I heard that ADHD is not truly what they say it is, just like autism isn't. Autism is really a superpower.
It is.
The way in which the person with autism is, in a way, it's weird. It's unorthodox to us, right?
I know guys that are on the spectrum, and they're some of the most brilliant people I've ever met.
Brilliant.
They can look at a circuit board the way we look at a piece of paper, like it's nothing. That's what I'm saying. It's just they have a different synchronization with what they come in contact with.
Yes,
in a way.
And that's how. So what they're saying is having ADHD. So we didn't have so much autism,
right?
Back when we were growing up,
right? We were called hyper.
We were hyper, right?
Right.
So, ADHD was, and this is not trying to sound crazy, but ADHD was the first form of awakening,
right?
Because certain things started happening. We started using different types of waves, different types of technology. So we were moving into another spectrum of life, right? Of understanding, of technology, of knowledge, right? So we're moving into the age of knowledge. Now, all of a sudden, autism is this epidemic, right? It's just what is it? 5 in 10 kids have it or something?
To me, it's the new word.
Yep.
Just like everything else. Like a couple years ago was narcissism.
Yeah.
Narcissist. You're a narcissist.
Yeah.
Narcissism was the favorite word.
Yeah.
And now, right now, ADHD is the thing to say.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you just have ADHD.
It explains it.
I just feel like my brain moves faster than
it does. And that's what it is, though. It's our brain moving faster.
Exactly.
I thought HD stands for all different husbands and dads.
Oh, no.
It could.
Maybe.
Might be abbreviation there, and the ADD, and then ADHD, and then
ADD is definitely all different daddies.
All different daddies. Wow.
Yeah.
And welcome to the marriage portion of our show.
We gonna get censored.
Let's listen to the inner spectrum of Mr. Wallace's brain.
What's he really thinking?
Yeah. Well, what are you really saying? No, but to me, it's when I watch film differently. I don't watch a movie. It's very hard for me to unplug and just pay attention to the movie. I'm looking at the mechanics of the movie.
Yes.
I'm looking at what Ron Howard, when Ron Howard was filming Save It Private Ryan with one of the best guys on screen, which is Tom Hanks. And you just see, and to me, that's that same buzz I get. I don't get, but I imagine someone would have gotten in the studio when recording the Black Album, or recording Hysteria, or recording Led Zeppelin, Zeppelin 2, things like that, the Beatles' White Album, things. And it's just like you got 4 individuals coming together, and then this is what comes out of those guys. Aerosmith, guys like that, Steven Tyler, who's still around doing those things.
Guns N' Roses, who should stop doing their thing.
David Lee Roth, who should really stop doing that.
Since he said that, Charlie Wilson's in the same boat.
Temptations in the same boat.
Yeah.
One of my business partners was just at the Kashada Hotel watching the Temptations do their thing.
Yeah.
Charlie Wilson had a stroke, dude. He can't even stand up on his own on stage. He need help, and he's still on stage singing. At some point in time, you just got to let it go.
You let it go, like an athlete, man.
Yeah.
Just like an athlete, man.
Yeah, no, to me, it's one of those things where, but just the magic that happens behind the microphone when you get the right talent behind the microphone and the right people. Or again, look at what we're doing right now. We walked in the room and it's just like, hey, what are we going to talk about? I don't know. Let's just do it. And then but that's part of being an expert at what you're in. Mm-hmm. You know, because when you're an expert at what you do, it's just having a conversation. And when you find like-minded individuals that understand that jargon, it becomes a copacetic thing where it just, you know, it's just combustible. You know, one of my favorite TV shows was Top Gear. You know, I love to watch those guys, 4 different personalities. Both of them are master. One of them was an ex-race car driver. One of them was just a Looney Tune, but he knows about cars and everything. All those things, and everybody's, you know, one guy who critiqued our show last week had said, man, why don't you guys just get to the topic and just not, because a lot of times it sounds like you're BSing. Well, if I wasn't BSing, it would be like a training manual and you wouldn't listen to it.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like personal insight on something that can make those switches click.
Right, yeah, no, but when I watch a movie like somebody like James Cameron in Terminator, or Steven Spielberg in Jurassic Park, or Coppola, or any of these magic guys, and I'm like, man, just the what I thought was great about like the Green Mile, the movie The Green Mile, when you see Michael, what was his name? Michael Clark Duncan, I think, and then Tom Hanks. There was I was watching it again, director's commentary, watching the director's commentary. He said Michael Clark Duncan wasn't the beautiful part of the camera, even though he did amazing in this one scene. And it was one of the last scenes of the movie before they electrocuted him. It was the performance Tom Hanks was giving him off camera.
Yeah.
The vibe he was giving him so Michael Clark Duncan could feed off of that, whether Tom Hanks was on camera or not. And that scene, if you go watch it, there's a director's cut where it shows that, where Tom Hanks literally has tears streaming down his eyes and things like that so he can feed off it. Dude, that is the beauty of movie making right there. And to me, you know, that's acting. Yeah. You know, there's a story of look this guy up. He was in The Dark Knight. He played Two-Face. Aaron something Jr. Aaron Eckhart, I think is his name. He played Two-Face in The Dark Knight. There's a scene with him and Heath Ledger. And Heath Ledger walks in the room. He's like going, you know, just doing his weird thing in the corner. Hasn't even said a word. They hadn't even met each other in real life yet. And he's just doing this thing. And then that whole scene with Aaron Eckhart in the hospital bed, where Heath Ledger walks up to him and he's going, hi, you know, that type of thing, because he just killed the love of his life. And it was just, the whole thing was ad-libbed. Yeah. And then Heath Ledger pats him on the back as they're walking out of the room, and he goes, that's what acting's all about. Yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah. You know what I mean? That seems so flipping cool to me to do, man.
That's why I got into it, man.
I want to go film a movie now.
Dude.
You know, it's just like, that to me is just so wild.
To capture that, man.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you, I'm really big on music, but then once I start getting into photography, and then I was like, oh, video's a thing? And I started doing that. I fell in love with the storytelling of the video camera. And now I learned through my first feature film that I've shot, how they do it. Oh, you're done. Yeah, they're done now. Like, you're telling me all I got to do is go get someone that does a script, go get some people who like to act, and then I already have all the camera stuff, and all I need is the people to press record for me, so I can say, this is what I want to see in this film. Yeah. Oh, they're done.
I just feel like everything levels up to get where you're.
I'm ready to shoot my next one, bro. You can definitely be a part of it if you want, man.
I will do it.
Just as long as he keep his clothes on.
Oh, yeah. He can't get naked.
You got to have a long angle lens for those things.
We got to zoom in.
Yeah, you got to.
Honey, I shrunk the kids.
Get the 70 to 200, guys.
I'm a grower, not a shower. Screw you guys. Yeah, no.
Honey, where is that? Where is that? I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, no. That's that was good. Wow.
Bring it back. That was a good movie, though.
Dude, you just backhanded me without even trying. It's like you were just waiting for it.
Yeah.
You just waiting for it, and waiting for it, and waiting for it, and then you just smack it into place.
On a serious note, you gonna talk about the upcoming promotion?
Yeah, so we're gonna do a promotion here. To find out a video, we're gonna do the Kaleidescape challenge. Here's the rules. There are no rules. No, here's the rules. One, you can only do the challenge twice. However, you can get an extra ticket for the raffle if you bring a friend to take a challenge. And we are going to give away a 55-inch, 240 hertz TCL television. I mean, who doesn't like free TVs?
Brand new in the box.
And I promise Byron hasn't stolen it yet.
Unopened. Brand new in the box, unopened.
Unopened, sealed, signed, sealed, delivered, 240 hertz processor, TCL, QLED television on us. If you come take a turn, here's the rules. You come take a Kaleidescape challenge, you get your name in the box. Okay? You bring a friend to take the Kaleidescape challenge, you get two names in the same box. You get a double draw. You bring another friend, you get another two names. That's what I'm saying. So what we're telling you to do is tell your friends about us. Yeah, as Batman would say. But that's what it is. Now, I'm going to sweeten the pot, Byron. Ready?
Go.
You ready for it? All right, here we go. Here's what we're going to do. So here's what we're going to do. If you come in and you take the Kaleidescape challenge and you buy a Kaleidescape,
get $100 of free movies.
$100 of free movies on us, and we'll even give you a bag popcorn.
So now you have a brand new, if you win, a brand new 55-inch TV.
You buy a Kaleidescape, get $100 of movies.
You got a free 100 movies. So you got 100 movies to watch on your brand new TV.
100 movies to watch on your brand new TV.
Is that retroactive?
It's retroactive. Yeah,
So that mean
it would be radioactive.
Hey, so because I bought an E, can I get that? That $100 of free movies?
No, you stole it. You've stolen more than $100 worth of merchandise.
Let me hold this right here.
This joker right here was trying to pull a bait, and he was trying to say, "Hey, remember that power supply I took home? Hey, what would it be if I took this one and then brought your other one back?" So you mean?
But you see, he's not telling you the moral of the story.
Oh, okay. There's a moral of this story. Here we go.
So the amplifier that I borrowed led to me purchasing another one, and he's gonna get it back. So technically, I didn't steal it because you're getting it back. I just held it in a different spot for a little while. You was running out of storage space, so I needed somewhere. You needed somewhere to store it, so I stored it in your house.
You make my ears smoke. That's what you're doing. You make my ears. I'm giving
your warehouse is slap full, so I'm just taking things off your hands so you can,
Oh, you're just doing me a solid.
I am. I'm doing you a solid.
Doing me a solid.
Hey, solid with 10 toes down.
Holding it down.
Holding it down. Hey man, I'm just helping you out. That's all I'm doing.
That's it. I am. Hey, trust me. Trust the process.
He likes to call it, what did you call it earlier? Product testing? Is that what you call it?
That's all
product
it is.
testing.
You gotta taste test.
I'm QA in the products.
You got to see what's going on in technology now.
I'm QA and QC in the products.
Quality control the product. Yeah, no, so we're going to do the Kaleidescape challenge, $100 of free movies if you buy a Kaleidescape, and you get your name in a raffle for a free 55-inch TCL 240 hertz television. Wow, I said that fast. Turn into the Micro Machine guy.
And we have a huge secret promotion coming up.
I do?
Huge.
So you're saying you are a grower?
Huge secret. We're going to get rid of all your spare parts.
Oh, we're going to spare part. We got a lot of... Yes, please, for the love that is all that is holy, please come buy some used equipment. Please. We have integrated amplifiers. We have 3 sets of tower speakers. We have several projectors. We have a lot of used gear that people can take advantage of if you're trying to get started with your system, or you got a college kid that needs an audio system, whatever We'll make it work. We'll figure it out. So I know Jarvis over here he's drooling over some headphones and some turntables and all kinds of fun. He's already record shopping. He didn't even have a turntable yet.
I already know I'm getting it, ordering it tonight.
He's finna be Top Gunned.
Oh no, he didn't. What? Nah, can we even say Top Gun anymore? I don't know if we can.
Yeah, they tripping.
Hey,
I don't even.
well, that's what do you call it? Our Top Gun is our bamboozled.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, Top Gun, Tom Cruise, Top Gun, Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, if you upset with us, call in.
Come at me, bro. Yeah, you can call in.
Call in and let us know. Let's talk about it.
I'll show you how to use one of those cameras that you keep destroying.
Yeah, that's Christopher Nolan.
Oh, that's Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Hey, but Tom Cruise uses it.
True. He did on Maverick.
Yeah, I'll teach you how to use an IMAX.
Just call in and talk. Let's talk about it.
I got some good ideas, man. Let's figure this out.
Yeah, let's do that. All right. Well, I think so. We got top 10 movies out of Jarvis. We still haven't got Byron's finished top 10 movies. I think he got stuck on number 5, but that's because he keeps counting Scarface as the same damn movie. And
Jason Statham movies.
Ray is in Scotland, and then
wearing dresses.
Okay. And then Ian is doing his thing. He's doing the 4th of July party for his homeowner association. Happy 4th of July. Thank you all veterans who have put foot to ass while we sleep and while we keep things safe. This is a salute to you from the Technology Rocks team. As the best we can is to entertain you, and that's what we do. Look for some fun things coming out of Jarvis and his camp, and as I join Jarvis's camp, because I'm gonna invite myself anyway and just do it because I'm a cinnamon nerd. It's just what I do.
So much stuff.
And in my Casey Kasem voice, keep your heads up and reaching for the stars.
There you go, Casey Kasem. There we go. Top 10. What was it? Top 20? Casey Kasem. This is Casey Kasem in the top 20. Yeah. No. All right. We love you guys. We out. We're gonna go get fat. Get some barbecue, get some beer, whatever makes you happy, and we'll see you when we see you.
AV equipment on the move.